I don't believe nobody going to tell on themselves on that. No, I mean, because you are operating under the love of God. If you're saved, you're operating under grace. But I would be naive to think that we all in here have the same understanding, because people, you don't know where people came from. And if you've had a background that has just simply been operating under systems and rules and regulations and everything that you've had to do, somebody has had to tell you to do it. Somebody has had to tell you that you're going to get a reward after you do it. Somebody has had to lay out a plan that would make broken promises to you in order to motivate you for to do it. That's operating not under love. That's operating, saints, under rules and regulations and all of that stuff. So I'd be naive because I don't know everybody in here. I don't know where people come from. But I know wherever you came from, you brought some of that with you. Yes, indeed. Yes, I'm convinced of that. Yeah, I mean, whatever you listen to, whatever you take in, it becomes you. And you could come to, I mean, that's just like people come to a church service and they think everybody at church operates the same. They think everybody, I mean, you come from a church where they throw money on the altar. You'll come right up here and pick it up. Pick it up. Because they think everything operates the same. And it doesn't, saints. So, I mean, in your belief system, what's hung up in there? What's in there? You think that's a legitimate question, Elder Levi? What's hung up in your belief system? What really do you believe? Are you motivated and driven by the love of God? You say you are. And I have no other reason to doubt that. But let's just say, for instance, saints, if everything doesn't go right, I mean, what are you left with now? How do you think that Mary would feel if every time I came home, she'd better have my food cooked? I can tell you now, that wouldn't roll. That ain't happening. Because why? We serve one another under love. I mean, whether my wife cook or whether my wife don't cook, I'm still obligated to love her. I mean, whether I wash the dishes or whether I don't wash the dishes, she's still obligated to love me. I mean, we bound by love. I mean, regardless if the conditions are not perfect, we are still bound to love one another. Oh man, I'm finna play Mr. Rogers. I'm finna play Mr. Rogers. He ain't did what he ain't said what I wanted for this. I ain't going back to that church. Wait, what? Where you coming from with that? You still should be bound by love. They ain't sang the song I wanted them for to sing in the praise team. I'm leaving. I asked Sister Carolyn for to sing this song, and she flat out told me no, she ain't even pray about it. I'm leaving. Is that the way it is? I mean, is that the way it is? Should we not still be bound by God's love? Y'all with me? Where you at? Huh? Where you at? Faith which worketh by love. What are you energized about, saints? What motivates you? Let me ask this question, and I'm going to close with this. You know, I really believe with all of my heart. I believe what I preach. Now, you got to hear me. I really believe what I preach. I believe in a liberating gospel. So much so to where I will not enslave people. Now, that could be mistaken. You could have people that come in, and because I believe in trusting Jesus, I believe that God the Holy Ghost is the one that births babies. I believe that. I don't believe that I birth babies. I believe that God birthed this church. And I believe that this is the mother church. Now, I believe from the mother church, other babies are birthed. From the mother church. From this church was birthed the children's church. From this church was birthed the street ministry. From this church was birthed prison. And it happened just like this. I was preaching one Friday at a church in Baton Rouge. And that little small church, and out of that little small church, one of the people that was sitting in the congregation was the warden at East Baton Rouge Parish Prison, and came up to me after and says, I want your ministry to be in my prison. And we've been there ever since. And so I'm saying God did that. I didn't do anything to go and motivate that out. Now, this is my point. My point is people tend to come in, and because they have all their Christian life been ruled and governed under law, they think that that's the norm. And they come to a place like this, and because you don't have a bunch of leadership classes going on, and you don't teach people how to do this, and you don't teach people how to greet people. Man, I'm finna teach you nothing. God ought to be able, you ought to know how to greet people. You mean somebody got to teach you how to say good morning, how you doing? Somebody got to teach you that? Tell you what, sit down right there, because you'll never go back there to that door. If somebody got to teach you to say good morning, how you doing? Man, when you got saved, that should have came with the salvation. People tend to, they can't think without somebody telling them how to think. They can't function without somebody telling them how to function. They can't make decisions without somebody telling them what to do. You got the wrong preacher. You got the wrong preacher. I'm not making your decisions for you. God the Holy Ghost gonna make your decisions for you. I'm not doing that, beloved. I'm gonna preach this gospel, and you're gonna take heed to it, and you're gonna let God deal with your heart, and you're gonna submit your will to the will of the Father, and he's gonna lead you where he's got to take you. This is the way I've been taught. So therefore, this is the only thing that I know how to put out. You're going to be raised the same way I was raised. It was good for me. It's going to have to be good for you. And people come through the door, and I'm talking about, man, because all their Christian life, everything is a system. Some people were not even really saved through Christianity. Many people were saved through systems. That's the truth of the matter. People are saved through systems. They know how to operate in church